Alright, so here we're asked to find the x-intercept. So here's the x-axis. So that means we want to know where this equation is going to touch that axis. So I'm going to make up a point right now. That point right there is at 2, 0. So in other words, for a point to be on the x-axis, for it to be an x-intercept, the y value here is 0. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our equation, and since we see right here that the y is always 0, we're going to take out the y and we're going to replace it with a 0 and solve this equation. Now you have multiple methods. You could use quadratic formula. You could see if it could be factored. We could use the square root property, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this by itself. I'm going to go ahead and add 9. But again, keep in mind there are other methods that we could use that we've learned in this chapter. Then I'm going to square root both sides so that this will cancel. And then when I put in a square root in a problem, remember we need plus or minus. And then to get this x by itself, I'll add 2 to both sides. And now we have x by itself. So what this means here is that x is equal to positive 3 plus 2, and as x is equal to negative 3 plus 2. So x is equal to 5, and x is equal to negative 1. So what that tells us, that the graph's going to cross right here and right here. So I don't know where we know the vertex is at 2, -9. So it's going to look something like this. Okay, so that's where it crosses here. So the answer, we wouldn't write x equals 5 and -5. Those are the numbers that make the equation equal 0. But an x-intercept, this word right here, is an ordered pair. So it crosses over here at -1, 0. So that's 1 intercept. And then at 5, 0. So that's what we write as our answer for the x-intercept. So now let's go ahead and find the y-intercept. So here's the y-intercept. I'm going to make something up. Okay, that is a point on the y-axis. That's what we're trying to find here. What's the point on the y-axis? So this point right here is at 0 up 3. So in other words, the x is 0. So that's exactly what we're going to do. To find the y, we're going to take out the x and replace it with a 0. So we're going to put a 0 there. And then we're going to do order of operations. So we do parentheses first. Then we do exponents. Oops. And then 4 minus 9 is -5. So that means it's going to cross right here, the graph. So this was just my example up here. So from over here, we know it crosses at -1 and 5, so right here. Here, so we would know that the graph looks something like this. So the answer to this, the y-intercept, you would write when x is 0, the y we got was -5. So that is our y-intercept.